You walk into the kitchen, and then you stop. You stand there for a moment, a little puzzled, because you cannot for the life of you remember why you came in. You wait. You look around, and after a few seconds, feeling just a bit foolish, you turn around and walk back out. We have all had that moment. And after 65, a moment like that can quietly plant a small, cold seed of fear in the back of your mind. You start to wonder, is my memory beginning to slip? Is this how it starts? If that quiet worry has ever crossed your mind, I want you to take a slow, deep breath, because I have something reassuring to tell you. A little more forgetfulness as we age is completely normal, and on its own it does not mean your sharpest days are behind you. Not even close. The truth that so few people ever hear is this. Your brain, even well past 65, is far more capable of staying clear, quick, and sharp than almost anyone gives it credit for. But, and this is the important part, only if you give it what it truly needs. And here is the best news of all. Keeping your mind sharp has almost nothing to do with expensive supplements, or fancy gadgets, or complicated brain training programs. It comes down to a handful of simple, gentle, everyday habits, ordinary things, done steadily, that quietly protect your mind for years to come. So today, I am going to walk you through 7 of them. 7 simple habits that help keep your mind sharp after 65. Some of them will be exactly what you'd expect, but 1 or 2 are going to surprise you. And the 7th one, the habit I believe is worth doing every single day, is the one that most people completely overlook. So do stay with me all the way to the end, because I truly don't want you to miss it. Now, before we take our first step together, let me be honest and open with you, the way a good friend should be. Everything I'm sharing today comes from a place of care, and it's meant as general guidance for living well. It is not medical advice, and it isn't meant to replace the wisdom of the doctor who knows you and your health personally. So please, treat what you hear today as a warm and friendly starting point, a gentle nudge in a good direction. And whenever anything here touches on your own health, have a conversation with your doctor first. They know your story better than anyone. With that said, and with your comfort and safety close to my heart, let's begin. Oh, and one small thing before we do. I'd love to know who I'm spending this time with today. So somewhere in the comments, tell me one thing you did recently that made your brain work a little. Maybe it was a crossword, a good book, a tricky phone call, or figuring out a new gadget. I read those comments, every one of them, and they always make me smile. All right, let's talk about that very first habit. The first habit for a sharp mind is beautifully simple. Never stop learning something new. You see, your brain is, in many ways, a lot like a muscle. When you challenge it, when you ask it to stretch and reach and figure something out, it stays strong and flexible and alive. And when you let it coast, doing only the same familiar things day after day, it slowly grows a little lazy. Now here is the key word in all of this, and I want you to hold on to it. The word is new. Doing the crossword you've done 1,000 times keeps you comfortable, and comfort is lovely, but it isn't quite the same as growth. It's the new and the unfamiliar that truly lights your brain up and gets it building fresh connections. And please hear me, this does not have to be anything grand or intimidating. You are not signing up for university. It can be as gentle as learning a few words of a new language, just for the joy of it. It can be trying a recipe you've never made before and following it step by step. It can be picking up knitting, or painting, or a little woodworking. It can even be finally learning to do something new on that phone or tablet of yours, like a video call with the grandchildren. Anything at all that makes your brain pause and ask, now wait, how does this work? That is exactly the kind of good, healthy work we're after. So this month, choose just one small new thing and give yourself full permission to be a beginner again. Being a beginner, at any age, is one of the most wonderful things you can do for your mind. Which brings us to the second habit, and this one tends to surprise people. The second habit is to stay socially connected, because a good conversation is one of the finest workouts your brain will ever get. Think about what your mind is actually doing when you talk with another person. It's listening closely. It's remembering what was just said. It's searching for the right words. It's reading the other person's face, catching their little smile, understanding the meaning behind their tone. It is doing a dozen complicated things all at once. And yet the whole time, it simply feels like the pleasure of good company. That is the magic of it. Some of the very best exercise your brain ever gets doesn't feel like exercise at all. It feels like warmth and laughter and connection. This is why staying connected matters so deeply for a sharp mind. A regular phone call with an old friend, a lunch with your family, a chat with a neighbor over the fence, a few kind words with the familiar face at the shop. These moments are not just pleasant. They are genuinely nourishing for your thinking. And on the other side of the coin, long stretches of isolation, of quiet, empty days with no one to talk to, tend to dull the mind over time. So please, make good conversation a regular and protected part of your week. Reach out first. Pick up the phone. Say yes to the invitation. Your brain and your heart both thrive on the company of others. And if you're finding this helpful so far, do me one small kindness and tap that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach other folks our age who could use a little encouragement today. Thank you. Now, let's move on to the third habit. The third habit is this: feed your brain well. And here is the simple secret at the heart of it. What is good for your heart is good for your brain. The two are far more connected than most people ever realize. Your brain is a hungry organ. It depends on a steady, healthy flow of blood to do its work. So the very same foods that keep your heart strong and your blood vessels clear and open are the foods that help keep your mind clear too. Take care of the one, and you're taking care of the other. Now, I'm not about to hand you a strict and joyless diet. That's not what this is about, and those never last anyway. It's simply about gently leaning toward the good things, a little more often. Colorful vegetables and bright fresh berries. Fish, if you enjoy it, for those healthy fats that the brain loves so much. Nuts and beans and whole grains and a good drizzle of olive oil. And then, gently and without guilt, a little less of the heavily sugared, deeply processed and deep-fried foods that tend to weigh the whole body down. Research suggests that this kind of everyday, sensible eating may help support your memory and your thinking as the years go by. And notice, none of this asks for perfection. It only asks for small, steady, kind choices made most of the time. That is all it takes. Now we come to the fourth habit, and it's one that people underestimate again and again. The fourth habit is to protect your sleep, because sleep is the time when your brain quietly cleans house. While you're resting deeply through the night, your brain is far from idle. It is busy sorting through everything that happened during your day, filing away the memories worth keeping, and clearing out the waste and clutter it has gathered. It is doing essential, restoring work that it simply cannot do while you're awake. And when you cut that time short, your thinking the very next day pays the price for it. You feel foggy and slow, and words go missing, and names slip away. After 65, sleep naturally becomes a little lighter and a little trickier to hold on to, which is exactly why protecting it becomes more important than ever, not less. So give your sleep the respect it deserves. Try to keep a steady bedtime so your body knows what to expect. Wind yourself down in that last hour with soft, dim lights and no bright screens. Keep your bedroom cool and dark and quiet. Good sleep is not some luxury or indulgence for your brain. It is essential, nightly maintenance for your mind. So guard it, gently and faithfully, like the true treasure it is. The fifth habit is to keep your body moving. And please don't worry, because I am absolutely not about to ask you to run a marathon or lift heavy weights. It's far gentler than that. When you move your body, even a little, you send fresh, oxygen-rich blood flowing up to your brain. And there may be almost nothing better for keeping your mind sharp than gentle, regular movement. Your brain simply loves it when you move. And this can be as easy as a slow, pleasant walk around the block. It can be some gentle stretching in the morning while the kettle boils. It can be a little pottering in the garden, or tidying around the house, or a slow sway to some music you love. The goal is never to exhaust yourself or to push through pain. The goal is simply to move, in some gentle way, most days, in whatever way your own body allows and enjoys. A body that keeps gently moving tends to carry a clearer, quicker, sharper mind along with it. Now, because this touches on your physical health, do have a word with your doctor before you start anything new. And then, once you have their blessing, just begin. Gently and at your own pace. That's all it takes. Now, if you're getting real value from these habits today, go ahead and subscribe while you're thinking of it, so we can keep taking good care of ourselves, together, one video at a time. All right, the sixth habit. The sixth habit is to challenge your mind on purpose, to give your brain little puzzles to sink its teeth into. Just as your body enjoys gentle exercise, your mind absolutely loves a good, satisfying challenge. There is a real, quiet joy in working something out. And the trick, the important trick, is to keep it fresh and to keep gently stretching yourself so that it never becomes too easy and slips back into that comfortable coasting. So reach for the things that make you think. Crossword puzzles and number puzzles are wonderful for this. So are card games, and jigsaw puzzles, and a good game of chess or checkers, and reading a book that really makes you turn things over in your mind. And it doesn't have to be a formal puzzle at all. Even the small challenges of everyday life count beautifully. Adding up your grocery bill in your head before you reach the register, or trying to remember your whole shopping list without writing it down, or planning the route for your errands in the most sensible order. The one thing to remember is to mix it up, and to keep it a little challenging, so your brain never gets too comfortable and stops working. A mind that is gently challenged, in some small way, every single day, is a mind that stays quick and clear and capable for many years to come. And now, at last, we arrive at the seventh habit, the one I told you most people overlook, and the one I would honestly do every single day of my life. The seventh habit is to manage your stress and to keep your mind calm. And I saved this one for last on purpose, because I believe it may be the most powerful of them all. Let me tell you why it matters so very much. Long-term stress and constant low-level worry are genuinely hard on the brain over time. That kind of endless churning can cloud your thinking, fray the edges of your memory, and quietly steal away your sleep. And poor sleep, as we've already learned, then dulls the mind even further. Do you see how it works? It becomes a slow, downward spiral, each part feeding the next. Which means that calming your stress isn't just good for your peace of mind. It is one of the kindest and one of the most powerful things you can possibly do for your aging brain. When you soothe the worry, you protect the mind. And here is the truly hopeful part. Calm can be practiced. It is a skill, and you can build it gently, a little each day. It can be a few minutes of slow, deep breathing, in through the nose, slowly, and out even more slowly, letting your shoulders sink down. It can be a quiet cup of tea with the television switched off, just you and the warmth in your hands. It can be time spent out in nature, or simply sitting by a window, watching the birds come and go. It can be prayer, or quiet reflection, or reading something that brings you peace. Or it can be ending each day by gently naming, to yourself, a few small things you were grateful for that day. A warm meal, a kind voice, the sun through the glass. Each of these small moments of peace sends a quiet message to your whole body, telling it that it is safe now, that it can finally settle and rest. And a calm, settled mind is a sharp mind. So do just one of these, every single day, and I think you may be genuinely surprised by how much clearer and lighter your thinking begins to feel. So there we have it, 7 simple habits to keep your mind sharp after 65. Let's gently gather them all up together one last time, so they stay with you. Keep learning something new, stay socially connected, feed your brain well, protect your sleep, keep your body gently moving, challenge your mind on purpose, and, above all, manage your stress and keep yourself calm. Now, did you notice something rather wonderful about all 7 of them? Not a single one requires a pill or a prescription or a single penny spent. Every last one of them is something you can begin, gently and quietly, this very week. And please don't feel that you must do all 7 at once, all at the same time. That's the surest way to feel overwhelmed and give up. Instead, choose just one. The one that spoke to you most as you listened. Start there, and let it become comfortable and familiar. Then, when you're ready, add another. Because a sharp mind after 65 is not simply a matter of luck, or good genes, or chance. So much of it is built, patiently and lovingly, one small habit at a time. And it is never ever too late to begin building. So now I would truly love to hear from you. Tell me down in the comments, which of these 7 habits are you going to start with? And which one surprised you the most? I read every single comment, and I love hearing which one you've chosen, so don't be shy. And if this video helped you today, or gave you even a little bit of hope, please give it a like, so that more wonderful people our age can find it too. And do subscribe, so we can keep our minds sharp and our spirits high, together. Take very good care of yourself, and I will see you, very soon, in the next one.